What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode with the Yacht Tender Guy. We have a fun episode for you guys today. We are going to be on board the Brabus Shadow 900. This boat stands out. I mean, this color, the new Glacier blue from Brabus Marine, is just an eye popper. Paired with a cappuccino seats, I absolutely love it. I think it's the perfect boat if you're looking for the ultimate SUV of the seas, because this boat just represents adventure. So right now what we're gonna do, we're gonna get on board. We're gonna head back to the marina, make sure everything is fine on the boat. We were out on this boat previously. We did have a big rainstorm the other day and we were able to test out the cross cabin features in terms of all the elements that this boat can get into. But now we have some sunlight, so what we like to do is go over the boat in detail again with you guys. Now let me show you my favorite feature about this boat. So we walk on back, we have the beautiful 450 horsepower racing engines from Mercury Marine. These have a custom Brabus paint job, which I absolutely love. We do get a lot of hate on social media about having a 37-footer with just twin engines. I understand that some people might be used to having a 37 with triple engines. The thing is, this boat doesn't really need it. One, because of its weight. Second, because of its hull design. So the way that Axopar designs the hull, and Brabus Marine as well, it's a boat that's meant to glide on top of the water, and it's not really dragging and pushing all that weight down like your traditional center console fishing boats, which do weigh a lot more, which I get. People will think that that works out in terms of rough weather conditions. But one thing I can absolutely tell you is we took this boat up from Miami to Fort Lauderdale last week, and we had rough seas. And I'm talking about 6-footers with a lot of wind, and it was also nighttime. So sorry, Nautical Ventures. The boat came back intact, but I can tell you that the boat is performing just great. Now, with this twin 450 engine configurations, you're gonna be seeing a top speed of 65 miles an hour, depending on the prop choice that you go with. This is also a cross cabin with the aft cabin, so it's the heaviest configurations of them all. If you go with a sun top or even a different layout, you might save on some weight. But still, I mean, the 450s, fantastic engine and fantastic performance. All right, guys, so we're here cruising on the Brabus Shadow 900. We have an Axopar 37 sun top right next to us. What makes the Brabus unique is the fact that we have the 450s. So we give it a little bit punch. Clearly, we're leaving that 37 behind. The way this boat handles, can't emphasize it enough. We have that sharp entry point up in the bow, so obviously it cuts through the waves like butter. And the boat is pretty much gliding on top of the water. Right now we're cruising down to Miami at 45 miles an hour, 4,300 RPM. We're burning approximately 18 gallons per hour per engine at that speed. I know the 37 regular with the 300s does pretty close to that as well, but obviously the 450s and the superchargers, they haven't kicked in just yet. A little bit about the conditions right now. We have 2 to 3 footers, 4-second swells approximately, and the boat is taking it like a champ. We do have some spray, but thanks to the cross cabin, we're able to stay nice and dry. We have 6 people on board and are loaded with fuel and water. So top speed that we're gonna see right now is around 62 miles an hour. We might not be able to see that 65 due to the heavy load, but still, I mean, 44 miles an hour and we're just cruising down. No slamming, no bangs, no nothing. The boat handles it like a champ. Now let's hop on board and take this boat back to the marina, and we're gonna show you a little bit about the features on the boat as well. I need to lower this arch to be able to clear the bridges that we have to get to our marina, which is actually 3 bridges and they're all fixed. So I think we have actually a clearance of this boat of 9.5 feet. And those bridges are all around 10 feet. So when I have the arch down, we're all good. So it's as easy as just removing these 2 butterfly nuts, and then the arch simply lowers down. It's very convenient having the aft cabin just because I can easily climb up to it. If you have the multi-storage compartment, I think it's gonna be the most difficult way to actually access it. But still, if you have a buddy on board, you're more than capable. And then obviously if you have the web bar, you can jump up on the web bar. So as I did that, it just shows you how good of a feature the Skyhook really is. I exited the marina and I put the JPO system in Skyhook, and now the engines are holding me in place while I was able to do that. And you don't have to worry about having another person on board, keeping on control of the helm. So it's as easy as these 2 butterfly knots, and then we're good to go. You might get a little bit deviated when you see these 2 warning signs, but that's one thing that I actually like about Mercury. They give you a code for everything. Whenever you have a faulty engine, if you have a faulty sensor, or even if you're engaging your JPO system, your Skyhook, your auto heading, it's always gonna give you a nice message indicating what's going on around you and the proper way to handle it. So basically I'm just gonna confirm these 2, and then we're good to go. I got my screen back in action. Now I'm gonna deactivate the Skyhook. I basically just push the same button. JPO system goes green, gives me the green light, and I'm good to go. Now I have control of my steering wheel again, because obviously when you have the JPO activated, the steering wheel is gonna get all stuck. Let's talk a little bit about the concerns that a lot of people have about the cross cabin itself. I get it, we are in Florida. We've seen it on the 28 video before. If you haven't seen that video, we'll leave the link down below. And we kind of go over this as well, but now we're in a 37 cabin. So obviously, if your concern on the 28 is the space, look at the space that we have on the 37. A lot more walkable, a lot more breathable room. This boat in particular doesn't have the AC equipped. It is an option from Brabus Marine. You can get it with shore power AC. The reasoning why we don't have AC installed, it is because it's a stock boat first, so it is available. If you want to check out the listing, go to nauticalventures.com. Secondarily, we sell a lot of these boats to northern climates. And sometimes in northern climates, they're not going to really need the AC just because they're going to use it as a weather protection boat. But if you wanted to add the AC, it's more than capable of handling it, and it could be done in as easy as a week. What we would do on this particular setup is lithium-ion battery setup with an AC unit, a 12,000 kBTU AC unit for the main pilot house, and then a 7,000 BTU AC unit for the forward cabin. And that'll give you enough run time for 10 to 12 hours, depending obviously on the conditions and how you run the engines. But if you lose charge, the good thing about that AC system is that you just turn on the engines and the alternators will start kicking in and recharging those batteries. Or you just have shore power connection. But it's almost summer, so Florida, you know, sunshine state. We do have a nice sun on us right now, but I'm not hot at all. I have the 2 cabin doors open, which I can cruise with the cabin doors open if I wanted to. I liked on the actual cross cabin, I always like to have the side doors shut, and then I open up the nice sunroof. What's up, son? You're burning today, but I like it. That's how I like to run the cross cabin. You guys might have your own opinion on how to run it. You want to have it fully enclosed with the AC kicking. I'm 100% behind that as well. But it just shows you that you don't really need the AC on a pilot house boat. You feel protected. I have the doors open and I'm getting a lot of breeze in. If I wanted more breeze in, I could open the roof to my ideal convenience. I can open it halfway, I can open it full way. I like the versatility that this offers, the ultimate SUV of the seas. You have pretty much everything at your disposal and you can do pretty much anything with this boat. Now let's talk a little bit about pricing. This Brabus Shadow is retailing for $650,000. Now let's compare that to a regular Axopar 37 cross cabin, same configuration with the aft cabin. You're gonna be around the $450,000 mark. So where do you justify this $200,000 price difference? Primarily, you have it in the engines, you have it in the custom paint job, you have it in the reinforcement that Brabus Marine does, and then just look at the interior. Please pay attention to detail to this interior because this just stands out and screams quality and screams luxury. Look at the Brabus G-Wagons. You already have a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon that is very luxurious, but what happens when you take it to Brabus and they do their retrofit? You're gonna get an even more luxurious. So I get it, this boat is not for everybody, but for that high clientele that wants something different, that's something that stands out, I think it's just perfect. You have beautiful leather diamond stitching throughout everywhere. We have it on the roof panels, we have it on the seats themselves, we have custom Brabus stitching, we have different gel coat inside the actual cabin. So it's not that standard white that you see on the Axopar that, I get it, can get somewhat boring. The carbon fiber panel, I think this is just absolutely beautiful, and you have it everywhere. You have a massive panel, just screaming carbon fiber, screaming racing, screaming luxury, screaming expensive, because it is expensive. You're talking about a $200,000 price difference. So I get it, some of you might not be able to justify it, but they only make certain amount of these a year. They don't make them in the full production as you have on the Axopar. Now let's talk a little bit about options pricings. I was mentioning before, this particular boat doesn't have the AC. What would it cost you to add the AC to this? You're gonna be, since you have the aft cabin, you're looking at approximately around $30,000 right now to add the full AC system with the batteries, the inverter. So it is expensive and it does add up. So do you really need the AC? Do you really need to spend that $30,000 on it? It's a 37 more than anything after all. So if you don't really plan on using the boat to overnight to sleep in, then you might not need it. And this is what I love. Just take a look at this real quick. It's blowing, all right? It's very, very rough outside today. There's no way we're taking the boat out. We've already been through that. Not that the boat can't handle it, it's just that we don't really have a purpose for it. But with all this crosswind that we're getting splashed everywhere. And this is what I love about the cross cabin. We stay nice and dry. Damn, I love being dry. So let's address a question that I've been asked before by customers of mine. They've asked me if I would buy an Axopar. The answer is yes, I would. Would I buy a Brabus? Yes, I would if I had the money to do it. Which layout would I choose is a popular question that they ask me because they know that I know the boats in and out. I've been on them, I've sea trialed them, I've been out with friends, I've been out with family, so I know how to properly use the boat. If you ask me, my personal preference would be the wet part because we're in Florida. And I do really like that open space up in the back. I don't really care for the refrigerator or for the sink that much. I like having the walkable space, but that's my preference. I do get a lot of people that want the aft cabin because they have a big family, they do want to overnight in it. So they have the forward cabin where they have a main berth, and then they have the secondary cabin where they have another berth. So you can comfortably sleep 4 people in designated cabins, but then you can flip these 2 seats and then you can make it a full filler and add even 1 or 2 more people in the actual cabin. Let's talk a little bit about this aft cabin. It's the same layout that we have on the traditional Axopar, but obviously redesigned by Brabus. You have 2 windows on both port and starboard side with shades. You have custom lighting in there. I get this asked a lot. How do you access the cabin? Because I don't really see a hatch for it. The way that you do it is you basically, let me do something for you guys. I'm gonna put this in auto heading. And what I'm gonna do now is open this up for you guys, just so you get an idea. So basically I raise the seat up and then you have a clip back here where I'm gonna hook it. I do have it on the other side too. I'm not gonna do that now just to show you guys. And then this is your main entry point into the actual cabin. I do have Adrian watching the helm. Guys, don't freak out. We wouldn't want to crash this beautiful boat. If you wanted a secondary access, you do have it through the exterior. You have an emergency exit hatch, which is pretty sizable. And that is underneath the cushions. You just raise that up and then you have an emergency exit hatch through there. I'm gonna shut the door real quick just because I have some audio in the back and I don't want that to disrupt. Nice and cozy. As we go down into the bow area, you have the main berth. This one actually has the open layout. You don't have the toilet enclosed compartment. Some people want the toilet enclosed compartment for privacy primarily. I wouldn't really get the toilet compartment, that's just me personally, but it is an option. The boat's pretty much fully loaded aside from 3 features that I'm seeing. You don't have, obviously the AC, which we covered already. You don't have the media wall either. You do have the full mirror over there. If you want to add the media TV, you can. It's very easy, but you don't have that. And then the other thing that I noticed is you don't have the 2 9-inch Simrad screens that I've seen on other Shadows. And I'm disappointed about that because I really like the way those screens look. But whatever, what can I do about it? I'm still on the Shadow and I'm still having fun. Then aside from those 2 things, oh, the toilet compartment, that's pretty much it. Aside from that, the boat's practically fully loaded, guys. So this shoot was actually our first collaboration with Brabus Marine. And again, we just had a really fun time doing it. Thank you, Brabus Marine, thank you, Axopar, and thank you, Nautical Ventures, for allowing us to be able to do this and be a part of it. What was great about this particular shoot is the fact that we finally were able to get our hands on a chase boat. And I think this is gonna be a game changer from now on. The way that we are able to shoot these boats from another boat, it's a lot different than what we do with the drones. The drone gets magnificent footage, but we're not able to go as fast or get some of those detailed action shots that we really want to get and that we're after. Plus, it's always fun having another boat with you. We took the 37 Suntop Mediterrana, which if you haven't seen that video, we'll leave the link in the description below. Check it out. It's one of our favorite videos so far. And we had one of our guys that works with me, Billy Boronat. He was behind the wheel of that, so thank you, Billy. The good thing is that Adrian was able to be on that chase boat and was able to get all these action shots that we've truly been looking for. So based off of that, you guys are the actual viewers of the videos, so you might be able to give us the best input. Let us know in the comments down below if you think that drone footage is better or actual chase boat footage is better. On some other exciting news, this is a great year that we have ahead of us, guys. It started off great. It started busy, and for that I do apologize because we weren't able to get as many videos as we wanted to. But we do have a busy remainder of the year coming our way. We have the Palma Boat Show. We actually have our Axopar dealer meeting. Yay! Because it's the launch of the Axopar 45. A boat that we've been waiting now for almost 2 years, and we finally are going to be able to get our hands on it. Not in the US, technically the first one is arriving for Fort Lauderdale Boat Show, so stay tuned for that, but we're gonna be able to do a full walkthrough video on the boat and see how the boat performs. We don't really know when this video is gonna come out just yet. It may be before or it may be after Palma. Regardless, we'll leave the links in the descriptions below. To show you guys a little bit of how busy we are, as soon as I drop this boat off over at the marina, I am jumping on the F250 and we are going to pick up the Axopar 28 cabin that we shot the other day, and I have a delivery on that. It's a very rough day, so we'll see if we will actually be heading out for the sea trial portion of that. Customers already did a sea trial, but you never know. Sometimes they always want to see how these boats perform in rough weather, and after all, it is an Axopar. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up there, guys. I think I covered pretty much everything. If I didn't, please leave us questions in the comments below. We'll be sure to address them over there. Our goal for the channel is to show you guys the lifestyle you can have out on the water. Whether you're looking to buy a boat within the next year or so, whether you're looking to sell your boat, whether you're just looking for information as to what this lifestyle truly is, that's our goal and that's what we plan on providing. We do have big plans coming up. We have Bahamas trips in the future. We have different spots that you have here in South Florida, whether it's Peanut Island, whether it's down in Miami Bay, down in the Keys. These are all things that we're really excited about bringing to you guys. And the only way that we can get there is if we keep doing these videos for you guys and we're able to grow the channel. And because of that, I ask you to please like the videos, subscribe to the channel. We are after the adventure, and that's why we are on board the Brabus Marine Shadow 900 cross cabin from Axopar. I'll see you guys in Palma.